Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk about kind of like expecting the unexpected, in terms of when as a Christian, you may have a desire to please God for His will for your life, right? And there are times when we say, God, have your way, your will be done. And sometimes when we say that, we don't actually know what to expect. We might have one um, perception in our heads or one idea in our heads of what we think might happen or maybe what we would like to happen, and it may not work out the way that we expected it to, right? But one thing I've learned is that when you pray that prayer, or that's your heart's desire for God's will to be done, you must always live with an open mind, live expecting things that normally you wouldn't expect, because sometimes God God doesn't do things the way that we think it should be done. There may be a norm of how things usually are done, how things, maybe there's a policy or there's a rule or something that says this is how this thing has to be done, but that might not be how God might choose to work things out. And we have to keep in our minds that, He's God, He can do anything. I can share an experience that I've had in terms of God having His way and basically His plan being done, right? In school, you know, while I was going through school, I was in one program, and I was um, praying at the same time, God, have your way, you know, and I wanted His will and His plan for my life. But at the same time, I had my own perception in my head of what I wanted, or what I, thought that He wanted for me. It just seemed to make sense. And I remember the program that I was in, I no longer was able to pursue that program anymore, right? And the thing is that I was just doing the program. It's not like something that, oh, I really wanted to do this thing. I was just doing it, right? But even though I was just doing it, you know, the way things happen and how I was not able to pursue that anymore, it still hurt as a person. It still made me feel like, oh, what's going on here, right? And even though I prayed to Him and I asked Him to have His way and His will be done, and I just want what He wants for me, when He stepped in and He asked, I know, without a doubt, I know now that that was Him. But when He stepped in and He acted, and what He did was, it hurt. It wasn't what I was expecting. It was uncomfortable. It was kind of like, like, God, what's going on here? So it's kind of like, and I'm sure that a lot of people can agree, when we pray for something and then something else happens, and then something happens, basically God is answering that prayer, but we feel it's not always a comfortable period or season or for us. So I'm learning, like, I really do want God's will for my life, but I might not know what that looks like. So I'm learning to, when I pray that prayer, to expect Him to do anything, to expect Him to, maybe he does plan for you to go to, maybe as a school, or maybe work at a specific place. Maybe he does have a plan for you to go there, and that, okay, this is what you want to, right? But you don't know how He might go about bringing that thing to pass. So my encouragement to you today is just expect anything when you are waiting on God to do something, or you're expecting something from Him. Expect anything, because just think about it. He's God. He can do anything. He can make things happen however He chooses to. There's no limits on Him. Maybe for us, we got to look at the policies, look at somebody else. It's never happened like this before. There's no way that it can possibly have, because we can't see any way possible. But He's God. There's no limits to Him and what He can do. So He can choose to make something happen, you know, in a way that, we ourselves couldn't make it happen. Man could make it happen, that leaves everybody like, wow, how did this happen? So basically, that's my encouragement for today. To basically be open whenever you pray, God, have your way, or whenever you're trusting God to do something, just be open to however He's going to do it. I did do another video talking about being open to God's answers to your prayer, and this is something like that. Basically, you don't know how God is gonna do whatever he's gonna do, you know. So just be open, you know, expect anything, you know, expect things that don't seem possible to the human eye. You know, expect anything when God is in control and when you allow him to have his way and when it's his plan for your life and not your own. Anyway, thank you for listening. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, feel free to subscribe. Basically what I do, I just share experiences that I've had. I share things that I've learned in expectation that there's somebody else out there that maybe might be going through the same thing that can learn something from my experience. I also encourage people to share their experiences in the comments so that I can learn from you, so that other people that are watching the video can learn from you, because we learn from each other. Even though I'm doing the videos here, I can still learn from other people, you know, other people's experiences, right? We can encourage each other. It's like a community, basically, you know. So yeah, and like my video, share it if you feel like it can help somebody else. And thank you for watching my video. Oh, and one more thing, can you check out my craft page? I make like this earring here. I did, see it properly. But anyway, I do these earrings, I do corsages, brooches, I do a whole lot of different things. You can check out my page. It's Elizabeth's Classics. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'll try to remember to put it in the description box below. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.